Everybody, welcome back to the show. So I feel like this episode 8, was like Resident Evil meets Batman because start off with, and this is the funny part because these kids get like kidnapped and stuff by this crazy broad. She might as well have been named Evelyn because they got the same vibes from Resident Evil Biohazard in this episode. And all these kids that get kidnapped, all of them have been sidekicks to Batman in the comics. Richard Grayson, Jason Todd, Stephanie Brown, Carrie Kelly. They're all like 5 years old in this. So it's kind of like the show is making fun of the idea of the sidekick thing, which I think is hilarious. I can't harp on that enough how dumb it is. Not dumb, but like this is not necessary in this particular show, I don't think, for Batman to have a Robin or a Batgirl in this particular show. Like something like the Matt Reeves universe, you can make it work in that universe because of the dark gritty tone. That'll make Robin darker and grittier. But originally, in most cases, Robin's not a dark character. Not until, for me, and not until Titans. Until before Titans, Robin was kind of a joke. Even in the 90s. Chris O'Donnell was way too old to be Robin, but I like this version of Robin. Even though he had like no training or anything. Batman is so irresponsible to bring this kid onto him on a dangerous ass mission. But that was the 90s, so that's what they did. So yeah, this was an interesting episode. It takes place at a carnival. And this is where we meet Will and Jones as well. And his origin started in the circus because his skin disease makes him kind of a freak, so that's where he fit in. I'm curious, and Batman ends up beating his ass later in the episode. Because he's looking for these kids because they got kidnapped and he gets ambushed by all these circus freaks. Will and Jones is among them. And Will and Jones beats Bruce to a pulp and tosses him into this dirt pile or whatever down the hill. And then Batman finds a way and beats his ass. And this is no reason why Batman's my favorite, man. This is exactly what he does. It's fantastic. Superman probably start crying about Lois or something. So, but yeah, I got a lot of Evelyn vibe from this kid, Natalia or something. They might as well call her Evelyn because she's just as crazy as Evelyn in the in Biohazard. But again, it's another one of those wacky episodes that kind of like to see. Again, the racial rule stuff from animated series tonally didn't really fit, but it would have worked better in this, I think. Because those racial rule episodes, when he shows up, especially with the Lazarus Pit, how dark the show gets, this feels like a different show. And looking back on it, at least for me, I feel like a different show. And I'm like, yeah. It was a little too dark for like Saturday morning cartoons. Well, you got Spider-Man being censored, couldn't even throw so much as a punch, and Batman's got Ra's al Ghul being resurrected every other season in the freaking Lazarus Pit. And they both came on like maybe 15 minutes apart on Saturday mornings. Fox Kids back in the day. And Spider-Man's not a dark character, but like the only time that show got dark was with the 8-armed spider storyline. So I'm still shocked to put in the show. It's like all the Rachel Gould stuff, I'm kind of shocked looking back on it that stuff was allowed on TV back then. It's like if it was put in this show, it would work so much better, I think. Tonally. I mean, Rachel Gould is a pretty popular villain for Batman. So far, what I've seen this season, I'm like, yeah, racial goal worked pretty well in this. So maybe he'll show up down the line. I don't know if Batman trained in the mountains in this version. So that's something that could be explored down the line. I just like seeing different villains in this iteration of Batman. I'm tired of seeing the same cycle of characters over and over again. There's no reason for it. It really isn't. Just lazy. It's like it's like Disney Wars having Tatooine every other freaking show. Like we haven't seen Tatooine in every other bloody film, except for Empire Strikes Back. It's the only one that doesn't show up, and it's gonna be in that new Outlaws game again. I'm just like throw my hands up in the air at this point. I'm like, you know what? There's a gazillion planets out there. Not to go off topic, but it's kind of the same thing. It's like this. Batman has so many villains that most people never even heard of that deserve time in the spotlight. Shit, bring the Riddler in and give him a decent arc. He's got like what 2 episodes in the animated series. You never see him again. Mr. Freeze has always been a cool villain or character. He doesn't need that many arcs because they brought him back a little too much, I think. After a while, if it doesn't involve like him directly trying to help Nora, I don't think his character really works. 'Cause he's not a villain. He has his crazy moments, but he's more of a victim of circumstance, as I've seen him over the years, especially in Heart of Ice, which is the best episode of the animated series by far. So far, I think my favorite episode is probably episode 3 for this series. Because I just think the Catwoman dynamic with Bruce is so absolutely hilarious. He even suspects her at the very beginning of the episode, like, "Oh, well, I think she's gonna go missing around you, Miss Kyle." See, Batman don't play around. That's why he's the best. That's why he's always been so popular. That's why he always will be so popular. Because he don't play around.